So
Um,
let's
Good.
talk about this Omnis and how you use it to make money. We talked about making money in DeFi,
Yeah.
and every bit of that we've talked about is all had to be done manually through manual execution, unless you can write it yourself with your own script and do it through some automation that you're techie enough. But that's probably less than 0.5% of the users in PulseChain. So now, what will this do for you? Well, we talked about the limit orders and the way to automate this thing. So let's go through a couple scenarios. You get you're part of a Telegram group, and you know that it's going to launch some meme token or whatever. Some token is going to be launched here shortly. You know it's coming, and Omnis is available to use. You could set your limit order up and buy, right? And what do almost all these tokens do? They go up in value the first X amount of time, days, weeks, months, whatever. Well, once you purchase the token, you can set your limit orders up, split your bag up, and have sell points all the way up to a point you feel comfortable with, and keep a bag on the side. And then when those points hit, you're automatically selling. And you ain't going to touch it. It's just going to deploy at those price points once you set it up. Now you DCA it out and made your profit on your token, and you don't have to be there in front of the computer. That's one for like a DCA in, DCA out concept. And you do the same thing on the way down too. Once you get your point, once you get your profit, maybe you want to buy some more as it goes down and accumulate. As it goes down, you see different buy points all the way down the chart until you think you predict the bottom, do your thing, and then go do the opposite on the way back up. So now you're swing trading through the ranges, setting up with the limit orders. And it's all doing this while you're not there. We don't have that tool now. We can do it now.
Wow.
That's big.
So that's with Omnis, so you can manually do that. Right?
Yes, all manual. You manually set limit orders. Yeah. Now that will be an automated version of that very shortly after we launch and all Atlas and stuff. But until then, we'll do it manually through Omnis. Okay, that's one way. So let's talk about another way. What about arbitrage? Now, what do we know that's fixing to launch here shortly?
It's launching shortly. Sorry, I'm totally blanked on this. Yeah. Well, is it?
Well, according to the website, they say this month. So I'm gonna take the website at the word on testnet. It's launching this month. All right,
Fingers
we know
crossed.
that. Yeah, right. We know Fetch has got to launch first and stuff. That's fine. So now Walrus got on and said this specifically. He said when Liquid Loans launches, the price of that USDL token is going to swing violently. Okay, you'll see up maybe possibly $1.50, $1.75 USDL to maybe 50 cents. That's a big range. Now, if you could set up limit orders and buy that all sub peg and sell it above peg, how well do you think you'll do? Pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in doing so, you'll do one of two things. A, you'll accumulate and make money. B, you will help push the price to peg because it's what everybody wants. We want a stable coins, right? And you'll help the system. Now, if you're using Omnis, you can do it automatically, and you don't have to worry about trying to beat the next guy who's trying to click a button on the mouse. You have an advantage. And you don't have to worry about the MBV bots trying to front run you. And guess what happens right about 45 days later? We have Power City going to launch. We get to do the same thing again. So you get two shots to arbitrage a brand new stablecoin on the system, and Omnis will be the tool you can use to maximize your profits if you want to really swing trade that stablecoin and buy below peg. And if all you do is set your limit orders to buy below peg, in 2 weeks you can redeem it all for $1 worth of Pulse. And
but Neil, what if everyone does that?
The price pegs. That's the point.
Win-win.
Right? We all want the price. The whole point is we want the stablecoin to go to peg. We don't want unpegged stablecoins. These are just opportunities. The opportunity may be shorter now with the tools like Omnis. That's fine. But ultimately, the price goes to peg, and you have a stable stablecoin, which makes the system work better. And then it makes everybody breathe a whole lot easier, especially CC and the guys, because now, and Walrus like, yeah, now our stablecoin's staying pretty close to $1. We don't worry about these big swings. But at the launch of all these new products, though, you will have big swings. This is the nature of the game because you have thin liquidity at first. You see?
Right.
And so you get two groups of people. So think about this. You have two groups of people in Liquid Loans launches. You have the people who cannot afford to take a loan safely because they don't have enough pulse. So they just have dry powder. And you have people who can afford to take a loan safely, and they'll take loans out. So they'll have their USDL at first. What are they going to do with it? If they want, what if they provide liquidity for that? They have an incentive to provide liquidity from liquid loans to get extra loan token. If they do that, they add that liquidity pool. Great. Well, now the people who sit with dry powder are waiting for the price to go below peg. So somebody needs to make the price move up. So somebody sell some tokens or whatever. Boom, price moves up, right? So imagine the person who's taking a loan out. He now has, say, he takes $1,000 worth of USDL stablecoins out, but the price is above peg. He dumps immediately and gets way more pulse for his tokens. In doing so, he pushes the price below peg. And a guy on the sideline with the dry powder, he turns around and buys that USDL up below peg, and he pushes the price back up. And you're going to have this swing back and forth because you get two groups of people taking advantage of the situation at any given time they're in the market. And with Omnis, you could set up a swing trade where you're on both sides of that trade. Once you have your initial USDL purchase below peg, then you could sell high and buy low, and you just go back and forth and set your bags up and your points up proportionally within the system.
Wow.
See?
Yeah.
You can't do that any other way. This is the first time ever on PulseChain you can do this. So
glad you're launching before Power City and Liquid Loans.
And you get two shots at it now. So this is something Omnis can do. And not just with Liquid Loans and Power City. With any token that launches, you could set up early things, as well as you could just basically set up swing trades with the ratios between Pulse and PulseX. If you want to accumulate both sides, you see, just set your ratio range to buy and sell whatever. Yeah. And just do it that way. So because it's a Cross DEX aggregator, as new pools open up within the system by different people, we'll set USDL pools and with other pairs. Those are all the opportunities you can arb as well, because it's looking for the best deal. And eventually somebody's going to make a USDL and DAI pair. Somebody with the big bag is going to do that. That's going to be a very lucrative LP position. Maybe Buck does it. I don't know, with some of the PHUX system. And that's another place you can then go through at a third token. Then you can set up different scenarios to try to catch the dip and maybe get DAI when it's off peg. When USDL goes up and back. You see, all these things are opportunities that will be available to us. And with Omnis, you can set up these trades to execute, and you don't have to be in front of the computer to hit the button. He'll just do it for you.